Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before the video starts, I'd like to raise awareness on a friend's GoFundMe. Her family restaurant has been going through some hard times, and I thought I could help them by raising awareness for it on my own channel. A link to it will be provided in the description. Please donate any amount of money you want or spread awareness for it however you can. I'm not asking for much, just to give a moment of your time to help them out. Any form of help would be deeply appreciated. Thank you. Got $90 for the newest Nintendo game? $90 fucking dollars? You want me to go in there looking like a bum? Guys, the latest Nintendo Direct has me absolutely geeked. They really did not play around with this one. After all this time, we finally get to see what the Switch 2 is capable of, and it's an incredible upgrade. It has everything you could possibly want from a Nintendo console on top of everything that made the original Switch so great. Higher frame rates, 4K resolution, a larger storage unit, more expansive control options, faster data management, backwards compatibility with Switch 1 games, HDR support, sharper sound system, and a whole bunch of features that demonstrate the power of the system. An open-world Mario Kart game, an honest-to-God brand new Donkey Kong title, upgraded and overhauled versions of Switch 1 games with brand new content, and holy shit, they finally did it. They added GameCube to the lineup of Nintendo Online classics. Soul Calibur 2 with Link, Luigi's Mansion, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Fire Emblem, Super Mario Sunshine, Pokemon Colosseum, and Gale of Darkness. F-Zero GX with online play. This is amazing, you guys. I can only imagine Sony and Microsoft just shitting themselves in fear right now. With this one single Direct, Nintendo has just dominated the video game space. Not even the PC Master Race can compete with them at this point. Oh yeah, Nintendo all the way, baby. Nothing can stop them now. Oh, hell no. Never mind, fuck Nintendo, I'm just gonna go back to my PS5. Yeah, regardless of how you feel about the newest Direct, I'm pretty sure this is the one thing that everyone agrees on. Nintendo's pricing of their upcoming games is fucking dog shit. It's $80 to digitally download the game, and $90 to have a physical version. How the fuck was this bright idea allowed to make it through upper management? Do you not understand how absolutely horrible that is? They're charging us almost $100 for a single game. $100? That's like the same price Piglet's Big Game sold for after it was compared to Silent Hill 2. Don't you think this is gonna discourage people from buying any of your games? Wouldn't it discourage people from buying a Switch 2 altogether? No thank you, I'm just gonna keep playing Mario Kart 64, thank you very much. Here's my question. Why does Nintendo think we should pay almost $100 per video game when we can just buy games off of Amazon or something like that for far less money? A lot of older retro games that are considered to be expensive due to their age, nostalgia, and collector's value sell for almost the exact same price, if not less. Like, you can actually buy older, more retro games for less money. Hell, my copy of Halo 4 only cost me $40 on eBay, and it was the limited collector's edition. And what the shit am I looking at here? Charging us an additional $10 for physical copies? For people who don't want to exhaust their storage units? Stop making everything digital. I just got done making a video talking about how this is a growing problem. This is the kind of business practice I would expect from Sony, charging us a shitload of money just to play a game on top of the money needed for the new accessories and online features they're adding in. How does this keep happening? In an age where we can barely afford groceries thanks to the Nimrods who keep finding their way into a position of power, the gaming industry just keeps increasing the asking price for new games. First it was $40, then it was $60, then $70. And if Nintendo doesn't pull a psych right now, it's gonna start costing $90. The amount of greed that Nintendo is displaying here is truly disgusting. And it's most likely gonna happen because of all the Nintendo fanboys who are willing to blow their paychecks on this nonsense. When this business practice gets rewarded by consumers, Sony and Microsoft are gonna do the same thing, charging almost $100 for their games as well. Do they just plan on doing this forever, gradually increasing the price of video games to insane amounts? By the time Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, it's gonna cost like $150 for the standard edition. It is genuinely insane how they're willing to throw this in your face and not expect people to be outraged by it. It's like they're actively mocking us, because they know that there's always gonna be a bunch of people out there who are stupid enough to pay for this bullshit. It's incredible, Nintendo. You completely blew it. You were actually winning and then you tripped at the finish line. At least with Hollywood movies, it's only about $10 to $20. That's a lot easier to replace. Expecting us to pay $90 per game is extremely damaging and corrupt. That means you have to pay $600 to play all of the games that appeared in this Direct. Are you people mental? Seriously, if you end up falling for this, I will actively think less of you as a person. If you buy a Switch 2 and a copy of Mario Kart World at launch with pricing like this, you deserve to go into debt. There is absolutely zero excuse for blowing away $90 on a new game in this economy unless you're that willing to ride the company's dick. Why would Nintendo even want to do this? They're already making a lot of money off their stuff right now. There is literally no reason for this price increase except for straight up greed. $90 for a game these days should absolutely be riot-worthy. Is this some kind of act of revenge against the people who want to emulate your games without paying hundreds of dollars? Or people who pirate them? Oh gee willikers, how dare we revolt against the garbage pricing of the multi-billion-dollar company? Video game pricing has already skyrocketed through the roof. We don't need it going past the curvature of the earth. They're not breaking even for the time they put into it. They're just scamming people who will buy anything as long as it has recognizable Nintendo characters on it. These guys aren't smoking crack. They're inhaling all the heroin in the world to think this will benefit anyone in the long run. And they know what they're doing is wrong because they're selling a bundle in which Mario Kart World will only cost $50. They're basically saying that once the consoles are sold and in people's houses, that's what the prices of the new games are going to amount to. And not to mention how apparently physical chips are just going to be chips with a download code, so when the store eventually closes like what they did with Wii, Wii U, and 3DS, you'll no longer be able to download the game on top of losing $80 to $90. These are straight up anti-consumer methods for egging people into buying your stuff, holding it hostage by saying flat out that you don't actually own the stuff that you literally paid for. And they tried to mitigate the backlash by not showing this in the direct. Were they just trying to buy themselves time? Well, too bad, because honestly, charging $80 for digital downloads and $90 for a physical cartridge that might just be a download code anyway absolutely reeks of I hope this console fails. The video game industry has just become far too corporate in the last couple of years, and this is absolutely not helping. Remember the old days when fighting games had everything on the disc day one, where you can unlock additional skins and hidden fighters in the roster by completing the story or playing really well in other modes? Well, now they're forcing you to pay the price of an entire other game just to get the rest of the fighters and additional skins as DLC. And it's not even just fighting games. Every genre from shooters to action-adventure to survival horror to racing games are pulling this nonsense. Season passes, pre-order exclusives, super-duper ultimate editions where you have to pay double the price of the game for content that won't even be out for over the course of a year. It's completely deplorable and unethical, especially when you consider how manipulative it is towards new gamers. There's entire generations of gamers right now who aren't even aware that there was a time that everything was on the game day one, and didn't force you to pay another $60 for the rest of the content. And it just makes me ask the obvious question. Why bother buying any of the new games and consoles from the companies when you can just buy retro ones at reduced prices? You can get a GameCube and a collection of GameCube games right now for the same price as the Switch 2 Mario Kart World bundle. Just go on eBay and find a generous seller. I think we need to get a certain saying out in the open for people to hear. Everything old is new again. Just try to restart that retro collection from your childhood. Support sellers who are willing to give you games and consoles for more affordable prices. Get an Xbox Classic, or a Wii, or a GameCube, or a PS2, and get a collection of games for these consoles. Let the industry know that you're willing to think with your wallet and don't buy all this overpriced shit at launch. Try going back to the old days when games didn't cost the price of a wait set, or an overnight stay at a hotel. We need to make some sort of effort to make the industry less corporate, and it starts with denying these greedy douchebags what they want. So simply take my word for it. Refuse to get a Switch 2 or any Switch 2 games until we see an acceptable price drop. Regardless of how good these games look, or even if they turn out to be good, it's just not worth it.